Hi, I just wanted to create a short little video to as a refresher on setting up grade books, because that tends to sometimes be a thing that we only do once a semester, and we forget the little things involved in setting that up. And two was I'd go walk you through the behavior referral, just so you can see a video presentation of it. Mr. Dorst did a great job with the PowerPoint and the steps, but I thought I would add a video since I have you as a captive audience. So, anyway, we need to go into our grade book. And as we open the gradebook, we need to go to the settings, and then there are several settings that we need to adjust. So as we come down, the first one is categories. Infinite Campus needs a repository of somewhere to store grades. I have this one already created, but I'm going to add another one just to go through the process. I'm going to call this Tests and Quizzes. Okay, and tests and quizzes, I'm going to go ahead and tell what groups I'm going to be having tests and quizzes in my AP Stats class, as well as my college algebra class, as well as my probability and statistics classes. Now, just as a refresher, when you see these numbers here, a single or double digit behind here, that means it is a first semester class. When we get the 500 numbers, that is your second semester course. You can assign and use your categories across the board, so I could select all my classes if I want to. Just for some reason, I like to keep mine cut off and separated. There is no rhyme or reason to that. That's just me being weird. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit save and do that part. Now that part is I can do to all my classes at one time. So I gave that to my classes. As we come over here, the next one down that we're going to have to do is called Grade Calc Options. This is the one that we have to do for each individual class. Now, I was messing with a video earlier and had done that class already, so I'm going to go to a class where I haven't done it yet, and that would be this class. So we're going to edit grade calc options, okay, and this little click through screen is here that we're going to hit continue on. And then we come over here. Sadly, in Infinite Campus, the default setting is for no calculation, which I have no idea why, but we're going to change that. We have to change that to an in-progress grade. So even if you put assignments in your grade book, that will not calculate a score until you change that to the progress grade. And then as well, in order for it to calculate a grade, you've got to change your grading scale. Okay, if you're a teacher that uses weighted grades and you have done that on the category settings, then we need to click the weight grades. Please do not check this box, use scores percent value. It changes every single assignment into using the percent. And so every assignment you give, whether it be a 5-point quiz to a 100-point test, it's going to have the same weight because it's used a percent value for a calculation, not the actual points. So please don't check that box. Okay. As we come over here and again, I'll note that you have to visit every single class when doing the grade calc options. So I would have to go into then over here to my 4th hour class, and I would have to hit grade calc options for it as well. Hit continue. Again, change the in progress grade, change the grading scale, and again, it's a simple task. It's just monotonous to do. Okay, so that is taking care of my grade book. As far as my grade book is now ready to start adding assignments to, so I'm going to go ahead and close my settings. And we can see that I don't have any assignments up here. Those categories don't show. So when we hit add, again, this is very similar to last year. There's one change in here that I wanted to go over. So I'm going to call this worksheet 1. And we'll give it an abbreviation of worksheet 1. Now notice this is the difference from last year. I only have one class showing up here. So this button is new. It's add and remove. And what's going to happen is I'm going to add any other classes that I want this assignment for. So I want it for my 6th hour AP Statistics class. So now I see that I have add, and now it is over here. So both of those classes are there. The nice that may seem cumbersome. However, the nice feature is if I give an assignment to multiple classes, not just this multiple courses, that means I can do that assignment here as well. So if I had done the same worksheet in my basic stats class, I could have given that assignment here as well. But I did not, so I'm going to hit OK for that to go. Okay. So that part's the same. Again, the assigned date, the due date, we had to drop it in one of those categories, so I'm going to drop it in the homework category. The grading task, the only thing you should have available to you is progress, and the only point, it's a 5-point assignment, and we have that. So again, that is the only additional step we have, is to add classes in that section there. We're going to hit save, and again, I'm working in the sandbox, which is just an area to play around with data, and I've gotten this error twice now, so I'm not for sure exactly what the deal is, but we've done everything that we need to do, so I just gonna have to punt and say um, we should be good to go. But again, we should see the categories out here. The other thing to remember is if you're putting in assignments and you do not see an in progress grade here, that means you did not set your grade calc options. The other thing is, here in a week, we'll probably open up the posting or open up the grading window so that you can post grades. The grade moves from these columns here over to these columns here, and that's what Infinite Campus can pick up on the grades tab for advisories and things like that. The other thing that I want to do in this short little video, we're at 6 minutes now, so we'll see if we can keep this moving fast, is that we're going to work. I just wanted to run through a visual of the behavior referral, just so you again saw a visual of it. When you open up your behavior, you're not going to see all of these things, but behavior referral you will see. So when we click on that, we have a new incident to add to that. So again, we have to give it a title. And I'm going to call this fake news because I don't really need it's for training purposes, so we'll do it that way. Mr. Dorse gets this. It happened before class, and it happened in my classroom. Okay, so again, the things in red are the things that are necessary. Again, we can do details here. It's not in red, so but again, you have to give Mr. Dorse something to go off of. So you should put something in here. All right, so we have that. Well, next step is to add participants to your event, so Mr. Dorse knows who to talk to. The event type, I'm just going to grab the first one because it was there. Just remember that we picked a 2100. My event type started with 2-1, so when I go down here to my incident type, it also has to go with a 2-1 as well. Okay. Then we also have to, the major or minor, I'm still a little bit fuzzy on that myself, so I'm just going to assign it major to start with. And here we're going to add students. So again, this is in the fake side of Infinite Campus. This does not go anywhere, so I'm just going to assign it to someone, and they're going to get that. Here again, we can add some details to the incident. I'm going to choose not to do that because I'd just be making it all up anyway. So we have that. So remember, with the last part is we're going to save draft. So now my fake news is now a draft. We're going to click on that fake news, and I'm going to hit submit, and it is going to send that behavior referral. So I think I've accomplished all that Crystal asked me to do, so I will sign off. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to help.